Hi, everyone, and thank you for waking up with us on this Monday morning. I'm Jordan Schreier here with Lisa Bedell. We're just getting started with your news and weather to the top of the hour to help you plan your day.
We're following breaking news this morning after firefighters were called to an elevator plant fire in Grandin, North Dakota.
In the Valley today's Abby Furchner is live on scene this morning. She has been there for some time now. Abby, what do we know about this situation?
Yeah, good morning, Jordan and Lisa. Just moments ago, fire crews left the scene after battling that grain dryer fire here at CHS's Sunflower Processing and Shipping Plant. They battled it pretty quickly here. As you can see behind me, all the grain has been removed from that tower. It's that tower next to the CHS building, and it has been sifted through and looked for hot spots. When we arrived on scene, it was still very active, and I talked to the sheriff's department who was here for some traffic control, and they said when they got here about 5:18 that flames were coming from the grain dryer elevator area, but that it was put out quickly by fire crews. All employees were evacuated, and traffic control was called off pretty shortly after they did arrive. But like I said, all employees were evacuated out of the building, and they were all accounted for and safe. They are able to go inside the plant once again and continue work. But great job by the fire crews for knocking down those flames very quickly and keeping everybody safe, because we do know that this could be quite a dangerous situation, especially in that grain dryer area. But they did work very fast, and like I said, all employees are allowed back into that building.
Abby Furchner reporting live on this breaking news for us. Thank you.
New this morning, one man is in jail after leading police on a chase in a snowmobile. Polk County officials say the incident started when a deputy tried talking to two snowmobile drivers at a rest spot in Fisher's Landing, just off of Highway 2. The drivers then took off on their snowmobiles, and the deputy lost sight of one of them.
Officials say 44-year-old Joel Novak led police on a short chase that ended when he crashed his snowmobile. Novak is facing fleeing charges. No other details are being released right now. 3 people are also waking up in jail this morning after leading police on a chase in Grand Forks. Officials say the incident started last night when police tried to pull over a car for driving the wrong direction down a street.
The driver, 38-year-old Christopher McPhail, refused to stop, and officials had to use a tactical vehicle intervention to stop the car. 2 people then got out of the vehicle and took off running, but police were able to take them into custody. McPhail is facing multiple charges, including fleeing in a motor vehicle, refusal to halt, reckless endangerment, and drug paraphernalia.
44-year-old Jesse Allard and 28-year-old Karen Alley are also facing drug paraphernalia charges. There was a 4th person in the car who was not charged.
It's now 6:53 on this Monday morning. Let's get a check of the forecast. And some folks are waking up to some fog and a little snow.
Yeah, and that's having some impacts on our roads today. Not only is our visibility down, but we're getting some reports of some issues on the roads too. This is a North Dakota DOT map of the road conditions. You can see some purple out west indicating snow. And we have some right here, northeastern parts of North Dakota. Here's Grand Forks right here along I-29, perhaps a little patchy area of snow too, south of Grand Forks. And then this large area of light blue stretching from basically border to border here down through Jamestown. That's frost being reported. We have some fog, and it's freezing fog with temperatures below that freezing mark, and that's depositing on some of those roads, especially, of course, bridge decks being a trouble spot here this morning. So I want to make sure that you are careful and laying off the cruise control here this morning. This is a view in New Rockford. Our view closer to the DOT cam is okay, but in the distance you can see those headlights from that vehicle in the distance are kind of diffused thanks to that fog that's in place. And we're looking at lower visibility again out west, though we're starting to lower along I-94 between Elbow Lake and Alexandria. If you're heading in that direction today, seeing other signs of lowering in places like Wahpeton, but definitely the place where we're dealing with the worst of the fog, that's over by Carrington and New Rockford. We're at a 1/4 mile visibility in Carrington, a 1/2 mile in Jamestown. So want to make sure you give yourself some extra time in these places to get to where you need to be. And that's just the fog. We're also talking about some snow too. Devil's Lake area down toward New Rockford, and then back up into northeastern parts of North Dakota. We've been seeing some spotty flakes just west of Grand Forks, up by the Manville area to the north of town too, seeing a few flakes. Those are moving to the north and east, all associated with the system that's bringing more steady snow over toward Minot. Gradually, we'll see some scattered snow showers increase into tonight in the valley. But for most of us today, it's just going to be mostly cloudy and mild for January standards. We're looking at some some teens to some low 20s right now. That wind coming in out of the south or southeast about 5 to 15 miles per hour for the moment, but it will pick up as the system gets closer. We'll see some gusts going into the 20s to even near 30 miles per hour. So through the morning hours, you could see some areas of light snow up in the north and west, but most of us more on the mostly cloudy side. And then heading into the afternoon, you could see those winds start to pick up, some gusts into the 20s to near 30. It's tonight where we start to see some of that snow fill in a little bit more, some spotty scattered areas of snow showers. And as we head into tomorrow morning, some of us in northeastern North Dakota, or rather northeastern parts of our viewing area, northwest Minnesota, may wake up to a quick little bout of light snow and maybe fresh snow on the ground. Much colder temperatures heading into the rest of the week with several shots of snow, perhaps a more significant event on Friday. And now for traffic, let's check in with the Valley Today's Devin Fry for traffic on the move.
Thank you, Lisa, and good morning, Red River Valley. We're continuing to explore the roadways here in the FM area to give you a live first-person view of your morning commute. Now, we've returned to I-94 to finish off this hour. We're heading eastbound toward Minnesota. Now, overall, the traffic flow has been building up slowly and steadily throughout the morning. Things started off a little bit busier than they normally are, and they've just been building little by little as we get closer and closer to the start of the school or work day. So you can see here in the eastbound lanes of I-94, the traffic flow starts to lessen a little bit as we get past the I-29 turnoff, whereas in the westbound lanes, it's more consistently throughout the entire interstate. So westbound lanes looking a little bit busier. However, it doesn't look like any delays, just a little bit more crowded. One area where you might run into delays is on 42nd Street. They were finishing up some snow removal there that was taking up the intersection of 42nd Street and 13th Avenue. So that area might be a little busy, but it looked like they were finishing up. We're going to keep checking out the roadways in the next hour on the Fargo CW, but for now, for your traffic on the move, I'm Devin Fry.
Minot police are searching for whoever fatally shot a 29-year-old man. Officers were called just after 6 a.m. to the northwest part of Minot on reports of gunshots. Just a few minutes later, dispatchers received a call about a vehicle that had crashed near the Minot State University dome. Authorities determined the driver had been shot. The victim was taken to a Minot hospital where he was pronounced dead. Police have not made any arrests, but say the shooting was an isolated incident and the public is not in danger. They are still investigating.
An 87-year-old Grand Forks woman is recovering from injuries after her car crashed with a BNSF train. That crash happened just before 11 yesterday morning near Demers Avenue and 42nd Street. Officials say the train was traveling at about 10 miles an hour. Teresa Knudsen was cited for failure to obey a railroad crossing. She's expected to be okay. Minnesotans can cast their vote in the presidential primary as soon as this upcoming Friday. They can vote in person or request an absentee ballot at that time. While the actual day of the primary is March 3rd, Minnesotans are among the first in the nation to kick things off with early absentee voting.
This is Minnesota's first presidential primary since 1992 and the first one binding on both parties since 1956. Democrats will choose from 15 candidates, while Republicans have just one choice after the Minnesota Supreme Court rejected a challenge to the GOP plan to list only President Donald Trump.
Let's get the answer now to our question of the morning on Facebook. That question, only 20% of college students have this skill.
The answer? Writing in cursive. That makes sense, but they do know how to type pretty fast. Let's get a check now of our forecast on this Monday with Lisa Green.
Well, we're looking at conditions that are going to be a bit on the murky side. If you're out in our western viewing area along Highway 281, we've got visibility reports down to less than a mile in places like Carrington and Jamestown. And there are other places where our visibility is starting to drop too. We have some fog out there that's causing some issues, especially again out west in that kind of bullseye in Carrington and Jamestown. But also there are some areas of light snow. Devil's Lake stretching into northeastern parts of North Dakota associated with this system that'll bring us a more likely chance for snow overnight tonight and early tomorrow.
The Today Show and CBS This Morning are just about to start, but the Valley Today continues on the Fargo CW.